Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital, or welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this new video right here on Ethereum. We're going to do a full update. We'll talk about the last 24 hours. We'll talk about my general expectations, and we'll talk about some fundamentals, or at least I think at this point of time, fundamentals. We have some time for fundamentals, and fundamentals are always interesting to talk about, in my opinion, because ultimately I still do believe that those drive prices. But okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'll try to keep the video a little short and concise, because ultimately, I mean, what Ethereum is doing right now, which I'll zoom in a little bit, is exactly as expected, right? And ultimately, not much has happened since yesterday. We got some further recovery, so that's great. That's also what we expected after filling the entire imbalance. I think ultimately, and that's also why I think it's more likely that Ethereum is getting into some sort of a, consolidation or some sort of stability right now instead of trending up. We filled the entire fair value gap, right? Which we got a bounce at the end, right? And we actually got a bounce at the area where it counted most, which you can also see if we look at the TPO chart right here. Like when we actually got to the single print right here, we actually found support. And yesterday we actually got some strength from there as well, right? More than Bitcoin as well. I mean, Ethereum started recovering already in the afternoon, while Bitcoin recovered most during the evening. So that's all great, but filling the entire fair value gap is not a sign of strength, right? And I think in general, finding resistance already at this minor intraday resistance level at 4,650, I think that's another confirmation of us getting into some stability. There's also not a huge amount of volume. The last time we had some real volume was Sunday. Outside of that, we've had some volume, but mostly selling and buying instead of just buying. So in short, when we talk about Ethereum right now, we got a good reaction to support. However, we have not gotten such a good reaction, or in addition to that, we also got a pretty good reaction at resistance for me to say that we are going to trend up. I mean, the main resistance level that we have is around 4,700, 4,750. If we get some good news, right? So talking about today, like if we get a very good US session over the course of today, which is a possibility. I mean, if you talk about Ethereum in the last month, Wednesday, I believe, has been quite a good day. You can see Wednesday has been the best day for Ethereum, right? So there's definitely a possibility for more upside here. But what we're seeing right now in terms of the momentum, but also the technical price action, I would say it's a little bit more likely we will remain stable. On the higher time frames, I am still bullish on Ethereum. Lower time frames, I think stability is most likely. And I'm saying that, well, the fundamentals are actually quite good, right? I mean, if you take a look at the TVL right here for Ethereum, that's still near the highs, not all-time highs, but near the highs. If you take a look at other things such as the stablecoin market cap, which is doing great, but also DEX trading volumes, those are great. I mean, there's real activity right now on Ethereum, and the activity, at least in terms of DEX trading volumes, is actually on par with when we had those all-time highs in network activity November 2021. And I would be quite surprised if over the next couple of months we will not go over that, right? So I think the fundamentals will still improve. I think technically we will still rally up higher. That's also why I said long-term I'm bullish. I still think, however, though, that short-term it's a little bit more likely that we will remain stable, right? Today can change that. So we'll revisit that idea of Wednesday being a very good day for Ethereum, and that possibly affecting the price. We'll revisit that at the in the middle of the day market update, but for now I would say it's most likely that we'll get a bit of a pullback, probably not all the way down to 4,300, so this is incorrect, but a bit of a pullback and ultimately some stability right here around 4,600 and 4,500. And then from that stability, I think if we have some sort of fundamental breakthrough, could be Friday with the inflation rate data, then we can potentially break out, but that is still something I'll keep you updated on. So for now, I think that's what you need to know. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back with my middle of the day market update with a brief review, of course, of Ethereum. So keep your eyes on the channel for that. But for now, have a great day and bye.